evening, I'm Queenie and my group member is Nicole. Today our presentation topic is drama, and the drama we chose is the teahouse by LaoShe. This is the table of contents. First, I will give a briefly introduction of teahouse. Teahouse is a drama written by LaoShe and by novelist and the dramatist LaoShe in 1956, and it is a classic in the Chinese contemporary drama and is regarded as the miracle on the eastern stage in the West and known as the Chinese death of salesman. And the teahouse is set in 3 acts with the rise and fall of large teahouse called Yutai in old Beijing as the background, showing the social landscape of Beijing and the changes in the lives of different people over the past 50 years, from the end of Qing dynasty to the periods of the northern warlords and the victory of the Second Sino-Japanese War. The changes in their lives has become a reflection of the social condition in China at that time. So, and illustrate the inevitable demise and the old China and the open of the new China and the birth of new China. And for the translation, we have selected Act 1 of the teahouse for our translation. So the Act 1 also takes place in the Yutai teahouse in Beijing, and it happened in early autumn of 1897, after the failure of 100 Days Reform at the end of the Qing dynasty. At that time, the business of teahouse was booming, and the customer from all around drank tea there, and Wang Lifa is a young and capable owner. So he, for that time, it's a very good place to relax, and you can hear the most absurd news there, and it could be said is a place for cultural exchange. And Wang Lifa had put signs everywhere in the teahouse saying, don't talk about the affairs of the state, but the affairs of the state was everywhere in the teahouse. So now we're talking about the features of the teahouse. First I will talk about the linguistic feature. In teahouse, many short sentences and loose structure were used because Chinese is a parasitic language, so it pay attention to the logical order and the coherence. It focus on the use of the sense showing the meaning. But English is the hypothetical language, often using the linking word. So this is the differences between the Chinese and the English. We can see some examples, like the first example, 刘麻子，卖女儿无论怎么卖也对不起女儿，你糊涂，你看姑娘已过门，吃的是珍馐美味，穿的是绫罗绸缎，这不是造化吗？怎样摇头不算点头算来个干脆的。We can see this the sentence structure here is very loose. And the second example, the 多说好话，多请安，讨人的喜欢 are also some incomplete and short sentence. And second, we talk about the stylistic feature. First is the colloquialism. In drama, whether the audience emotion are infected determines the success of the drama. So if we want to impress the audience, the language must be colloquial. At the same time, the performance of drama is not repeatable. So the language must be easy to understand by the audience. And if the sentence contains a very deep thoughts and strong feeling, but is very wordy, is not the appropriate drama language, because teahouse it describes the life of the people at the bottom of the society. So a lot of colloquial expressions were used in teahouse. There are many Beijing dialects. In the text, the most typical feature of Beijing dialect is the 儿话 sounds, like the 这的华的茶前我后，这的is the 儿话 sounds. And the second example, 里三气晚高的来 is also a Chinese, is also an expression with Chinese cultural characteristics, because in China it was considered Gao is better than Di. And the first example, 有麻子告诉你过了这个村可没这个店，耽误的事别怨我怪去怪来，过了这村没有这个店 means it's also an idiomatic expression, and it means the rare opportunity. And the second is the activity, because the German language cannot just express the speaker's own psychological activities, but also cause the body movements and prompts the listener to produce the corresponding action and the movements to achieve the effect of emotional branding. So when converted into the target language, the translation should also retain the action feature of the drama, so as to convey the same auditory effect and character emotion to the audience. Like the first example, 唐铁嘴唐铁嘴说，王掌柜捧捧唐铁嘴吧，送给我碗茶喝，我就先给你上下面手相风送，不取分文。This is Tang is trying to please Wang Lifa so that he can get a bowl of tea. The phrase 手相奉送 in the original text clearly showed the Tang's reckless face and implying his urgency to grab Wang Lifa's hand. And the second example, because the movement cannot just include the physical action, but also the people's mental changes. So here, 我怎么对得起人呢 is also imply a feeling of desperation, of pleading. And the third stylistic feature is the personalization. And the dialogue should be in line with the teahouse always try best to reflect the character's identity and personalities when it describes the language of the characters of different perspectives, and to reproduce the character's quality, cultivation, and interest through language, so as to reveal their personality and force. Like the 王立发唐先生你外边溜吧 This is Wang Lifa said to Tang, and shows the Wang Lifa's hate and helpless mood. And the second example, 诸位主管，咱们还是莫谈国事吧 also shown the cautious and careful business character of Wang Lifa. And the third example, 我给您办事比给我亲爸爸办事做事还要尽心 This is what Pockface will said to Eunuch, showing his mean and flattering character. Now we'll talk about the translation strategy, and we adopt the domestication and foreignization strategy in our translation. The feature of because we want to retain the Chinese culture, and while retain the Chinese culture, and the TT are readable and idiomatic for both ST and the TT readers. And for the name of the characters in the teahouse, we have adopted a combination of domestication and foreignization, rather than just simply use the transliteration. For example, for names with Chinese cultural characteristics such as Song Ye, Chang Ye, we choose to translate them as Master Song and Master Chang by means of amplification and preservation of the surnames, and the names with character features and identities such as Liu Ma Zi and Tang Tie Zui are translated as Pockface Liu and the Oko Tang, while Pockface Liu in a way that preserves the character's feature and surnames. And this kind of translation meet the conciseness of the drama and preserve the Chinese cultural characteristics, and is also conducive to the acceptance of the target readers, achieve the purpose of the cultural exchange. And the special consideration in our translation, first I want to talk about the translation theory. Peter Newmark has pointed out that the main purpose of translating a drama is to serve the stage, so the target language should be concise, colloquial, and easier to be understood by the audience. And Mr. XueChun also agree with Peter Newmark, but he thinks it is also necessary to take in account the performance effects on the stage, so as to ensure the audience in target language can obtain the similar spiritual resonance with the source language. Based on their opinions, when we do the translation, we pay the attention to preserving the action of the dialogue and the personality of the character in the process of the translation. For the translation of the cultural words, while preserving their cultural characteristics, we also translate them to be easily understood by the target audience, and the language of the drama also is concise and colloquial. Now I will pass to Nicole.
Then I'm going to talk about the key issue in the translation. In terms of colloquialism, the colloquial feature of teahouse has become a major challenge for translators, and it's even more difficult to make the translation maintain the personality traits of the characters. And from the source text, Wang Lifa said, 得言以后边做, and ye in the source text confers a sense of intimacy, because Erdezi was a regular customer of the teahouse, and Wang Lifa knew him very well, so this kind of address would shorten the distance between them and help the shopkeeper stop the fight. And in XueChun's translation, master refers to those who have others working for them or under their authority. Obviously, it does not match the relationship between Wang Lifa and Erdezi, nor does it bring out the sense of intimacy in the source text, while John Harris translated as Sir seems to be in line with their relationship. However, it omits the word in the translation and fails to achieve equivalence with the source text. And first that the source text is 王一法 said 用不着上面咱们记在江湖内 refers an ancient and traditional form of superstition. Jiahu refers to a fictional world full of rules which is different from the normal society. The author uses derivation to refer to the harsh social times and the difficult living condition of the people, in order to reveal the social conditions of the times. And here both translations translated Xiangmian into fortune telling, which confers the echoing meaning, and the word is English reader friendly. And in XueChun's translation, the use of in this harsh word is very accurate and fully confers the author's intention as well as the meaning and significance of Jiahu, while John Harvard's translated into in this country is rather obscure and does not show any clues to refer the social conditions at that time. And now we are going to talk about our translation experience. And from the activity and imagery, and the source text is Huang Panzi said, 严重的沙眼看不清楚，金门就请安，哥们都瞧我了，我请安了。And our translation is Fatso Huang, suffering badly from glaucoma. He has poor eyesight, bending one knee as soon as he enters. Brother, look at me, please. I'm here to greet you all. And here the gesture of Qing'an is one of the courtesy of the Qing dynasty, in which the man brings halfway down on his right knee, and when it is more solemn, he bends both knees. The woman holds her left knee with both hands and slightly bends her right leg. And in the translation, I have retained the action of the source text and translated it as spreading one knee as soon as he enters. And when the actor reads the script, he will know that he has to present an image of kneeling as well as he enters, which provide guidance to the actor. Besides, I translated 都瞧我了 as look at me in the source text, which serves as emphasis in the translation to draw everyone's attention. And from the personification aspects, and unlike novels and other literary styles, the main components of drama is dialogue. So in drama, the character personality and psychological changes of the characters are expressed through the dialogue between them. Therefore, in the process of translation, we also pay attention to highlighting the character traits of the characters. And for the source text, 旁开肩是我要活的，可不要死的。And our translation is, in Japan, I ordered something alive, not death. And Irish Japan is a remnant of the Vandal society who is sinister and vicious. In the source text, the dialogue took place when Irish Japan met Kang Shunzi for the first time, when Shunzi fled because she knew that she was going to be sold to the Eunuch as a wife. And Japan's first reaction was not to help Kang Shunzi, but to tell her that she only wanted to be alive but not dead, which fully demonstrates Japan's malevolent and vicious personality. At the beginning of the translation, we can see that using want something to show Japan's person's character, but in order to further reflect his personality traits, we finally chose to use order something and take it death to further reflect his characteristics, so that the audience can deeply understand Japan's characteristics. Even though Kang Shunzi had faith, all that Japan cared about was whether or not the goods he had ordered were in accordance with his own requirements, also retaining the character traits of the in the source text. And next, we talk about the rhetorical devices. And this example is a metaphor related to water. And the source text is 这的往外流多少银子啊? And the target text we translated into just think how much silver must flow out of the country every year. And here the author used water to highlight the character. So we try to keep the idea of water without losing its original image. And spending money like wanting water is a metaphor for squandering money. So we retain the meaning of flow in the translation process and also represent the pretty and unbearable that Master Chang said in this sentence. The word flow reproduces the meaning of source text and oriented and target readers friendly. It is right to use the state of flowing water as a metaphor for the image, then just simply translate it into pay for it. And in our conclusion, through this presentation, we analyze the features and key consideration of the drama translation from the linguistic and stylistic aspects based on the applied strategies. And in drama translation, we need to pay consideration to the use of simple and concise language, the activity and imagery which express the speaker's own psychological activities, and the personification refers the thoughts and feelings of the characters and their personality characteristic. And this is our reference. That's all for our presentation. Thank you.